Hello, everyone, and welcome to the August call. Excited. Well, today we're going to start by asking a very important question, by the way. Everyone will go around, say their name, and just answer the question really quick. So I'll start. My name is Shelby, and the question is, if you had to eat a crayon, what color would you choose and why? So I'd eat a blue crayon because it always seems like blue stuff tastes better. Like blue Gatorade is always better than all the others, and yeah, and plus I think blue has the most natural pigments. Okay, I nominate Cedric.
All right. Thanks. So what is my favorite color if it was Gatorade?
No, if you had to eat a crayon, what color crayon would you eat and why?
It's a good question. I don't know. I would say green because green is natural, you know.
In the crayon? Why not?
All right, who are you nominating?
I'm nominating the one who asked me the question.
Hmm?
It was you, Max, who reacted? No? Then I nominate you, Max. It's for you.
Max has been nominated.
All right.
Go, Max.
Max, hi. Could have picked a better question. The red Passbolt. Why not?
I don't think Passbolt red is a color in the crayon box yet. We'll get there though.
Yeah. Pretty sure they will soon. Go,
All right, who you
Stéphane.
nominate?
Go,
Oh,
Stéphane.
Stéphane.
La question, c'est on devient mauvais
Okay. I'm Steph. So, what color would I choose? Yeah, purple because I like purple.
Good reasoning. Everybody else is like green because nature. Purple because purple's good.
Yes, that's it. That's. I don't think that I should take that too seriously. I don't know. But,
It's very serious.
so I nominate Pierre.
I will say green too, because it's a very nice color, I think. I like the green because it's many of the time an happy color, I want to say. And even when you eat with the basilic and so on, it's a nice color. And just because, I don't know if you know, but it's the color that your brain forgets the most faster. Yeah. It's why if you written in green, you will forget faster the letter that you are writing on green.
Okay.
All right.
It's some
But
fun color theory.
So Pierre, you have to nominate someone.
Sorry. Yeah. For me, the color. I think the blue for me also. Blue because you can associate the blue color for the ice, but also for the fire. It could be cold and also hot. You have the fire, the blue fire. It's yeah. That's the reason. Yeah, maybe.
I think blue is definitely winning as the most appetizing color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There would be a winner.
All right, who's next?
Kevin.
Yeah, I'll go. I would choose something more fancy. You know, like these pens they do for kids with glitters in it. And the reason because I could reuse it to make some unicorn wings for my daughter.
Okay.
Reuse it. What do you concerned now?
You know it's live.
Okay, and who else is there in this call?
Termin Diego.
Termin Diego. So in a minute, Termin Diego, if you want to speak.
If you want to tell us what color crayon you would like to eat, the floor is open to you, Terminal Diego.
It's
Oh,
not that
purple.
Purple.
Yeah.
Good.
Purple. It's a good choice. Let's
think
say Vivian goes. I think he's the only one that hasn't.
Yeah, I think I'm the last one. Would say lime, which is kind of green, but because it would look like a candy. And yeah, it's nice in a mojito or cocktail.
Sure. Well, I'm not surprised.
All right. So who's going to test which of these is actually the tastiest?
Nope.
Who's going to eat a box of crayons for this? All right. Anyways, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to give a shout out to Terminal Diego, who is on the call right now. He's a contributor of the month. It's something new that we're going to be doing every month for the community call, and we would just like to show our appreciation to our contributors. Thank you, Diego, for improving the Spanish translation and for being incredibly active in the community. We really appreciate it. So, round of applause. Tiny applause. Yeah. All right. And now if anybody has any questions before we get started, feel free to shoot them in the chat box or let us know. I'll give you guys a moment. Okay. And of course, you can ask questions at any time throughout, and we'll answer them. That's what we're here for. So, all right. The first thing is having Benjamin talking to the improved grid feature that just came out in release 4.2. Benjamin?
Yeah, for the improved grid. So we had the possibility to resize, reorder, and display or not a column to, because some user I think want to display only the data they want to use for a resource. This is the first step. This step will bring some feature in the future, but globally the way to develop this feature was quite difficult because we want to have a good user experience and choose a smooth behavior when you resize or reorder the column or to display it or not. We also have the possibility to have the tables bigger than the windows, so we need to handle the scrolling of the table. So there is multiple behavior that need to be handled, and it was very difficult. But now it's for the next release, and it will be really nice to have that for the next feature for the future, and it's good, very good.
If I may add, there's also an item count now next to the breadcrumb, which is nice to have, and we always forget to tell about it.
That's true. It's a good point. Yeah. It's really nice to have that because sometimes you don't really know the number of passwords you can have when you filter the resources. So yeah.
Show it.
We did do a demo last time, but if we'd like to do another one, we can.
Yeah, I
Short,
can
like,
do
really
that.
This is what the finished product looks like.
And available right now.
Yeah.
Less teasing.
Just check. I will just share my screen and yeah, just check. Okay, so
Yeah, blue again.
oh, okay, so do it again.
Oh, blue again. Sorry. My bad.
Okay.
Blue screen, yeah.
That was for your favorite color. Sorry.
Yeah. So, okay, maybe I don't have the good extension. Just check.
See, this is what we like to do, is just keep him on his toes, you know?
Just to update my extension because it's in local, so sometimes don't have the last update, but yeah, it works. So you can see the number of resources. So we can resize every column. I can just reorder a column like I want, and if I don't want to display the modified column or username, I just just use it like this, and you have a customer grid. And I think that's all for now. But and also I can show you if you increase the size and to be bigger the screen, the windows, and you can just scroll on the different views. You can scroll. And I think that's it for the demo for the grid.
Yeah, what you can add maybe is like this feature is like a stepping stone for new cool features to come, such as icons. Or do not laugh. This is true. Such as icons or improved tags. So basically displaying the tags directly in the grid. So we first had to do this modification work on the grid before we can move on with these next features.
Yeah, there's a lot like also password expiry to delete and stuff like this. So it was mandatory to have this first in order to have the next features that are in the pipeline. So good job, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Does anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to add?
Cédric, apparently.
Cedric meant to clap, but he just raised his hands. It's the reactions. Okay. With that, we're moving on to Max. He's going to talk about TOTP and password linking on the mobile app.
Okay. I didn't have in mind which one it was next. Okay. I need to connect my phone to.
Well, whichever one you'd like to do next is fine too.
Yeah, no problem. Just give me a sec. Oh. All right. I'm in. Oh. Yeah, sorry. All right. So. Start next. Okay. Ship. All right. So in the upcoming release, we will have the possibility to create. So let's create a password first. Sorry, jar. So as we know, in order to enhance the security of account, it's good practice to put an MFA on top of the strong passwords. But yeah, as of right now on Passbolt, it was not possible to have TOTPs. So with the upcoming version, so normally next week, okay, maybe week after. Okay, let's target September, just to be sure. You will have the possibility to link TOTP with passwords. So how it's going to work. So when you will go on mobile on a password, you click on the three dot menu and you will have the possibility to add a TOTP. Then two options for you. Either you scan one from QR codes, which is often the case, or you can even do it completely manually, but on the phone, it's a bit tedious, but yeah, at least the option exists. So then after, okay, that was quick. You scan a QR code and then it would be automatically be linked to your password. So then after, you have the possibility to click on it, to copy it, display it, and so on and so forth, and obviously share it, which is the important feature. So why sharing it? Let's imagine you have a GitLab account, admin account, not like one from a specific person, but the admin account. You want to protect that one with a TOTP. You share the password of that account with the linked TOTP. So that's the idea behind. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's it. Then after you have also the possibility to manage the TOTP if you want to delete it from the password in order to let's say just go back to just a simple password. So yeah, all the different actions are possible. And yeah, so this is gonna be available first on the mobile, and we are planning to work on it. We already started working on it for the web version, like most likely in the upcoming months. Yes, so that's basically. Okay, good point. So because yeah, you already Diego, you're asking if it is possible to bind existing TOTPs to a passwords. That's a good point. I think no.
No, the moment you can't. You have to recreate it with the password. It's either you have a standalone TOTP, which is a new kind of resource, and you only have the TOTP information, and either you have the password with the TOTP, but you cannot use a standalone and merge it with the password for the moment.
Yeah. What you can do though is copy the secret. Okay, not super user friendly. I agree, but you can copy the secret and then after recreate it manually from a password. So, but yeah, we will add that. We will add that for sure. Okay.
Okay.
Done.
Any other questions? I think give Max a break from hearing his own voice because he's about to talk more.
Yeah. I can move on. No problem.
Okay. Would you like to cover Ansible or the Debian support upgrade right now?
Yeah, we can go with the Debian upgrade because there is nothing to show. Just to explain. So on the website we have decommissioned CentOS and Debian 11. The reason behind that is since the version 4, it is mandatory for us to use the version of PHP 7.4. And by default, when you install Debian 11 or CentOS 7, it's stuck to the version 7.3. So then after, if you want to, of course, obviously you can upgrade the version, but then after we start to either using some other repository, and yeah, to be honest, from a support perspective, that's something that we don't want to support basically, because the edge case can just explode. So yeah, we decided to stop the support of those distributions. But yeah, the alternatives are Debian 12, which is 7.4, and Rocky Linux instead of CentOS, since also CentOS 7 will be out of life in May next year, if I'm not mistaken, May or April, I don't recall. But yeah, so if you have that in production, if you have a CentOS 7 in production and you want still to have some security update, yeah, you know better than me that in some companies, like the inertia that is required to upgrade a production server can be quite big. I suggest to start looking right now. So yeah. All right, moving on to Ansible. So this is definitely something that is not new, but I wanted to highlight it for a couple of reasons, because it's kind of a waste that we spend sometimes working on it, and it's a bit under the radar. So using Passbolt is good for passwords, but it's also very useful to use it as a platform, and also to manage secrets, not only passwords. And the kind of use cases that you can have with managing secrets, it's for instance in Ansible playbook. So Ansible, in a nutshell, so you have a kind of recipe, like a playbook, where you put instructions. Like for instance, you want to spin up a new database. So instead of doing the work manually of installing the database and so on, configuring it, like setting the different parameters, and the creation of the root account. So how you are doing that right now with Ansible is that you use Ansible Vault, which is an encrypted file that contains secrets. But it's just a file, an encrypted file. So if you want to update it, you need to change it, commit it to your repository, and so the maintenance can be a little bit tedious. In order to remove that, what we have done is that we have created a lookup plugin, and this lookup plugin gives you the possibility to fetch secrets directly from Passbolt instead of an Ansible key file. So that's
Oh, my bad. Ignore my hands. Ah.
So yeah. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Yeah. So that's mean that one of the advantage of storing those secrets into Passbolt is that one, they can be shared. So that's mean that if after an admin wants to have access to the newly created database through the root account, he can just go on Passbolt and use the password set there. But also after, you can rotate it easily. And if you have a playbook to update that database, then you can use the root account to connect to it, and so on and so forth. So yeah. So I wanted just to show you an example. On entire screen. Yeah, entire screen. It's a bit crazy. So can give you the link after, because there is already like a full repository made by a former employee of Passbolt, which is also pretty active on the community forum, Anatomic JC. I think you saw him a couple of times on the forum. So he already made a complete repository which have like a full Passbolt installation, and like creation of Vault, mentioning even yeah, Ansible. So yeah, everything is ready to be used, just for you to have a look at it and try it. Because the thing is, in order to use Ansible with Passbolt, you need to configure the GPG authentication, which can be also a little bit tricky. So here, JC already pre-configure an account, so you can just mimic what was done for you to already have something that is working out of the box. And so how it will work is that inside your playbook, you will use the lookup plugin, and you will precise that it's not coming from Ansible Vault, but from Passbolt. And thereafter, inside you will have different options. Either you try to target the password through the name, or through the UID of the password, or if you have several resources that got the same name but that are from different username, then you can also precise it. So yeah, and yeah, how it's working basically is that when you will execute, it will go. So below it's the Docker that is running, and yeah, it will give you JSON object that you can then after use and yeah, consume the different information. So such as the password. So yeah, in a nutshell, this is it. So I encourage you to try it, to give some feedback on the community forum, because since it was not super, let's say, there was not so much communication around it. We didn't invest too much time in it, and also because Ansible technology is a bit old now, and a lot are using Terraform. So if there is some demand, maybe we can port that to Terraform. So yeah, plenty of options. So please have a look, share your thoughts, and yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Yes. All right, that's everything we have to demo and to talk about today. But another new thing for the call is implementing like kind of a show and tell. If anybody wants to share their favorite open source tool, maybe their favorite Linux distro, or a project that they're working on, the mic is open for you to share, but optional.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, there's also one new thing on the folder too. We talked about it last time, which is password policy, so we don't have to do it that once again.
Yeah,
but it's available now.
Yeah, it's out since date officially. So that's it. So we have password policies available. So we had like a kind of a lot of issues to release it, but it's out. So basically, we were demoing this feature like 2 times already, so I won't do it a third. But we just realized that we went too far, too fast. So we had to step back to think about it, redesign the stuff, take pen and papers and like think thoroughly about the feature, like answering some important questions like, what if an admin just set like password settings that are too weak, and we will generate weak passwords or stuff like that. So we had to deal with these cases, and basically we also changed the way we target it actually. So we don't have the user password stability. We will do that in the next step. And for the moment, yeah, we are focusing on this. So if you want to give a shot, you should be able by now. And yeah, so for the next time, we will take into account the lessons learned this one.
And one of the specificity of this feature is that it was born during a hackathon.
Yes.
And consequently, we started pushing on the same feature that started existing during this hackathon, and which didn't follow the normal development cycle where usually we put everything on paper first. Talk to everyone in the company. I mean, all the main stakeholders, then define how the feature should look like, and then only develop it. Here we started directly with the development, and we were like, oh, it looks good. Let's keep pushing and try to release it. But what we realized on the line is like, okay, there are some use cases that we have not necessarily taken into account. So indeed, let's go back to the whiteboard, and refine those use cases before we can release it.
Yeah, exactly. So
Lesson learned.
Yeah. Yeah.
hackathon is very nice for proof of concept stuff, but not to push in production like stuff we develop in today. So that's
Especially for security product.
yeah.
Yeah, I may have one more thing, which is related to action logs, because I don't even recall when we released it, but we didn't communicate it too much on it. Know that if you go, if you have Linux package installation, you can go in etc Passbolt and you will see an audit logs.php file. So let me share my screen again. Can you see it?
Yes.
So this file give you like two options for the moment, which is having the action logs. So action logs, I will show you after what we mean by action logs, either inside a file or inside a syslog. So for people that are using Docker, there is an environment variable that you will need to set to true in order to have either on file or on syslog. And what it will do is that every time you are performing an action, it will generate logs. So those logs are anonymized. So it's basically all the different actions that from all of your users when they are clicking inside the interface. So like for instance, they modify. I won't describe one example, but yeah, for instance here they access one resource, so you will see that. As you can see, the logs are super raw. For instance, getting access to a password is just a get on a resource.json. So it doesn't speak really much to an admin that wants to do some forensic, for instance, if something happened to his Passbolt. So we'll create soon a community post where we will share like what we have in mind in terms of the kind of audit logs that can be relevant and maybe more use case oriented, and then we will ask your opinion, what do you think makes sense to have in those files. Because after those files, since they are in JSON format, they can be ingested inside a CM, so inside Splunk, inside Elasticsearch, whatever. And then after you can build dashboarding, alerting on top of it. But yeah, with the current implementation, it's very raw, and we already plan to have some formatter in order to change a little bit the output of the logs, and some strategy to for instance do a link with other database in order to replace a UID by the name of the resource or the name of the user, for instance. So yeah, as of right now, everything is anonymized and just displaying UIDs. But yeah, we have some ID, but we want to ask the community what they are thinking about it in order to make something that is useful and relevant for the vast majority. And also that you can potentially override if you want to have your own strategy and your own transformer to display the information that you need. So yeah, that's my one more thing.
The blog got migrated.
Oh yeah, that too.
That on general. So basically, we just migrated our blog, which seemed to be a little work initially, but took us quite a few weeks. So we migrated it from Medium to our website.
Yeah.
And obviously for maintainability reasons and also to get free of third parties. Now all this work is done thanks to our amazing website team, Gaëtan and Norbert. So well done, guys. They are not here in this call, but they are still working on the release, finalizing the final things.
SRE team also. Daniel helped a lot.
SRE team, absolutely.
Yeah, it looks good. Don't hesitate to have a look at the new blog.
So www.passbolt.com/blog.
Or blog.passbolt.com.
Yeah, redirects to
correct
the new one also.
Yeah. And that we did with Ghost. So in case anybody's wondering what we were using now.
Yeah, we'll do a post about that. Why we did that, what were the challenges and technology you used. So yeah, you expect to have more information about it.
Yep. All right. I don't think we have anything else. Does anybody have anything else to add?
Don't know. It's full of surprise today.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, there's a lot going on and a lot more in progress, of course. And as always, whenever we release one thing, we're already working on the next release. Hard at work. So if you have any questions or any comments or feedback, you can reach us in the community or you can ask right now. I thought Pierre had a question, but I think he was just scratching his elbow. He was like, All right. Without further ado, if everybody's done, we can head out.
No, there's a question.
A question.
About icons.
Are you working on platform icons for the passwords?
Yes, we are. Yeah, that's something that Kevin wanted for a long time.
I'm on your side.
The wireframes are done. The specs are done. A little bit of front end actually. You did.
Yeah, I think we'll have to throw it away though.
Okay. So yeah, definitely, and we needed the new grid to do that. So
it's planned for next quarter. So basically, we are finishing this quarter, and next quarter it will be a priority.
Okay.
And then there's a comment on the YouTube Live from Juan that says the formatter of the audit log exists and it's in the Bext. As of now, we just need to move it over to the backend.
So
yeah. I don't know if anybody wants to expand on that or anything, but
maybe I can show the Figma.
Maybe I can show the Figma for icons. And, explain briefly how what we have in mind.
Yeah.
Show the Figma.
Okay. But yeah, sure. I need to find it first.
I have it if you want.
Oh, go ahead. You'll be quicker than me.
To see a WD.
It's an old one. Keep as icon. That was.
Yes.
Yeah, the idea was to have the same references as the KeyPass file. So if you import a KDEX file, you will get the same type of icons.
Yeah. So this is for the first version. So the idea of the first version of the icon features will just match the same icons as the ones available in KeyPass. And in a V2, we will also include the five icons. So basically be able to fetch icons from the web, and of course we'll have to make a copy because we cannot, like for security purposes, we cannot just keep calling external websites from your server. So we need to keep a local copy somewhere and create a mechanism for it. And eventually we will have both the KeyPass icon set, which you retrieve after an import, or which you can set manually, or for website type of resources, then you'll be able to get the five icon also. And you'll be able to switch between either a KeyPass icon or a five icon if it's available.
Yep.
Neat.
What was the point on the strategy, Shelby? The question, the precision, the what? I didn't understand it.
But I'm not sure what you're referencing, but one mentioned in the chat on YouTube Live that the formatter of the audit log exists and it just needs to be moved over to the back end. So that's what I was looking for, any clarifying details that we could provide for that, or anything. So
just sweat, blood, and tears.
We've all been there.
R1 join GT, maybe he can give some precisions.
Okay.
If you admit.
Yeah.
It's fine. We can cover it another time anyways.
Yeah, but no one is there.
He's here, yeah.
Ah, he's here.
Yeah, can talk about it.
Yeah, hi, but there'll be probably a lot of meetings on that. But the thing is that just mentioning that we already have in a clear way, because Max was saying that it's not readable as of now, but we have it readable when you look at, for example, the action logs in the activity of a resource. So there is already somewhere, and it's at the front, something that translates this data into something readable. So if we want to put it readable also in the log, we would have to put what is translating this data in the front, let the back doing it, and display it to the front if requested, or to the logs, like to the files, or for wherever we write the logs, translate it there too. So we don't have two translations. We have one, right? We don't have one on the backs and one on the back, but one unified. That's what I just wanted to say.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for hopping in to expand on it too.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell my favorite color. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. That's always optional too.
No, but it tells a lot about people. And no, I loved it. I loved it. So I wrote it in the YouTube. I like blue, especially the blue of the sea.
How romantic.
See, blue clearly wins for the most appetizing colors. So I'm glad that we know that now. It's incredibly helpful for everything we do here at Passbolt.
We'll change our logo color.
We can make it.
All right.
Let's use purple.
All right. Anything else? Oh, that is a good question.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Terminal Diego said, for the next time you can ask if people prefer dark or light themes. So
yeah, definitely.
Dangerous question.
Yeah.
And which one?
Which one?
Yeah,
because
there are two, but there are subsets of them.
Oh, yeah.
Touche.
We have four.
Now we have to wait a month to hear the answer from everybody.
Oh, cliffhanger.
Suspense.
I think Juan's just hungry because he said favorite restaurant worldwide.
Yeah. No, but for the little story, I'm going to eat Indian tonight with my English teacher when I was in terminal. So when I was 17 years old, which feels like when I was very young. And I haven't seen him since then, and he was moving to Berlin. He's going to be the director of the French School of Berlin. So I'm pretty excited.
Wow.
That was
That's a lot of different countries that you mentioned.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And it was great hearing everybody and seeing.